She asked for it to be quick. At 10:10 in the morning, the trapdoor opened beneath her feet, and the youngest woman condemned for Nazi war crimes disappeared into history. The war was already over. Germany had surrendered. The camps had been liberated. Europe was counting its dead. But inside Hamelin prison in northern Germany, justice was still catching up. 5 gallows had been erected in the courtyard. 5 ropes prepared. One of them was for a 22-year-old former SS guard named Irma Grese. To some, she looked like a farm girl barely out of adolescence, blonde, composed, almost delicate. To survivors of Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen, she was something else entirely. They called her the hyena. Early life. She was born in 1923 in rural Mecklenburg, raised in a strict household shaped by poverty and rigid discipline. Her father was an early supporter of the Nazi movement. Her mother died by suicide when Irma was 14, a trauma that hardened rather than softened her. She left school early. At 15, she joined the Bund Deutscher Mädel, pronounced Bund Deutscher Mädel, the female branch of Hitler Youth. The uniform gave her belonging. The ideology gave her purpose. In a society that promised young women importance through service to the Reich, she found validation. She applied to train as a nurse. She was rejected. Instead, at 17, she volunteered for service with the SS Auxiliary as a concentration camp guard. Ravensbrück. Her first assignment was Ravensbrück concentration camp, the primary camp for female prisoners. There, she learned the mechanics of authority, how to issue commands, enforce discipline, and suppress empathy. Superiors described her as efficient. Prisoners would remember something else: Auschwitz. In 1942, she was transferred to Auschwitz concentration camp, specifically to the women's section of Birkenau. By 19, she'd become an overseer, responsible for thousands of female inmates. Survivor testimony would later describe her walking through the camp in polished boots, a pistol at her side, sometimes carrying a whip. She was known for physical punishments, for setting dogs on prisoners, for participating in selections, the process that determined who would be sent to forced labour and who would be sent to die. Multiple witnesses recalled her smiling during roll calls. Whether every accusation can be documented with precision, the pattern in testimony was unmistakable. She exercised power with visible zeal. Bergen-Belsen. By early 1945, the war was turning against Germany. The Red Army was approaching Auschwitz. The camp system began evacuations. Greece was transferred again, this time to Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. It was chaos. Bergen-Belsen, in April 1945, was not an industrial killing centre like Auschwitz. It was something more chaotic, a place collapsing under disease, starvation and neglect as the Nazi system disintegrated. When British forces liberated the camp on April 15, 1945, they encountered tens of thousands of emaciated survivors and thousands of unburied corpses. Among those still present was Irma Grese. She did not flee. She did not resist. She gave her name calmly. British officers soon realised who she was. The Belsen Trial. In September 1945, the first major trial of Nazi camp personnel began in the German city of Lüneburg. It would become known as the Belsen Trial. 45 defendants stood accused of war crimes committed at Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen. 11 of them were women. None drew more attention than Grese. Reporters were struck by the contrast. She was young, attractive, composed in the dock. The testimony shattered that image. Survivors described beatings that left women unconscious, a prisoner shot after collapsing, a woman whipped for taking food. Others spoke of Grese participating in selections at Auschwitz. When questioned, she did not deny serving in the camps. She argued that she had followed orders. She insisted discipline was necessary. She showed no visible remorse. The courtroom struggled to reconcile her appearance with the weight of evidence. The defense portrayed her as naive, a simple girl influenced by stronger figures in the SS hierarchy. But the prosecution argued that cruelty requires more than obedience. It requires choice. On November 17th, 1945, the verdict was delivered. 11 defendants were sentenced to death, among them Irma Grese. At 22, she became one of the youngest individuals executed for war crimes in modern European history, Hamelin Prison. She was transferred to Hamelin Prison. British hangman Albert Pierre Point was assigned to carry out the sentences. In the weeks before execution, guards noted her composure. She reportedly sang softly in her cell, read religious texts, spoke politely. When asked if she feared death, she's said to have replied that she was not afraid. There is debate among historians about her final words. Pierre Point later wrote that she uttered schnell, pronounced schnell, meaning quickly, before the hood was placed. On December 13th, 1945, at 10:10 in the morning, the trapdoor opened. It lasted seconds. There were no crowds, no public spectacle, no dramatic speeches, only procedure. Outside the prison walls, winter fog hung low over Hamelin. Inside, one chapter of accountability ended, aftermath. For survivors of Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen, the execution did not bring celebration. It brought a quiet, complicated stillness. Justice had been served under law, through trial, testimony and sentence. But justice does not resurrect the dead. Grese was buried in an unmarked grave alongside other executed camp personnel. No monument marks the site, yet her image endured. Photographs from the trial circulated worldwide. The composed young woman in the dock, the symbol of something unsettling, that cruelty does not always look monstrous. It can look ordinary. It can look young. It can look like someone who believed she was simply doing her duty. The hard question. That is what makes her story difficult. Not because it excuses her, it does not, but because it forces an uncomfortable question. How does a teenager become an instrument of industrialized brutality? The answer is not simple evil. It is ideology, indoctrination, dehumanization repeated until it becomes routine, a system that rewards obedience and punishes doubt. Grese did not design Auschwitz. She did not draft policy in Berlin, but she enforced it. History judges not only architects, but also those who carried out the machinery. The Nuremberg Principle would later establish that following orders is not a defense for crimes against humanity. That principle was tested in cases like hers. The record today, historians examine her life not to sensationalize it, but to understand it. She was neither a myth nor a caricature. She was a real person who made real choices within a violent system. Her calm at the gallows has become part of her legend. But calmness does not equal innocence. Composure does not erase consequence. If anything, it underscores something chilling. She appeared to believe she had done nothing wrong. That may be the most haunting detail of all. The execution at Hamelin was not about revenge. It was about record. The trial created documentation, testimony, evidence preserved in law. Survivors were heard in open court. Their words entered history, and that matters, because regimes built on dehumanization depend on silence afterward. Trials break that silence. Irma Grese lived 22 years. Her victims had less. Her name remains in textbooks, documentaries and archives, not as fascination, but as warning. A warning about what happens when ideology strips away empathy, when authority is obeyed without question, when youth is shaped not by compassion, but by propaganda. The rope at Hamelin ended one life. It did not end the responsibility to remember. History does not forget. It waits for each generation to decide whether obedience will once again silence conscience. And that choice, unlike the one she made, still belongs to us.